Yo guys, welcome back. Quick test and review here of the JJRC C8809. It's sold here under this Level brand, but I haven't really seen it advertised under that. I have definitely seen it all over AliExpress under the JJRC, and you'll see some varying prices. I want to say I got this for about $45, $47, and it showed up within a week, exactly 7 days from when I ordered it. So that's great. I'm here in New Jersey, so maybe that affects how quickly things are shipped. If they come into the East Coast, your time might vary, but AliExpress orders usually come in pretty quick for me. So really happy about that. Everything showed up. The box is a little squished up, but no damage. Everything is working and attached and secure, no cracks or anything. So it looks pretty nice. This thing is kind of a clone of a TRX 4M. I don't have one here to compare it to, so I'm not positive, but I will show you real quick, size-wise, how it compares to the Ascent 18. It is very close. The wheelbase is very similar. It may be a millimeter longer than the Ascent 18, but overall, it is pretty much same size, right? So I just want to show you guys a couple things here. One thing in particular that I found, I haven't seen anyone else. I know there's a lot of videos on these trucks. They seem to be really popular. I haven't seen anyone else mention this, but I kind of found a hidden crawler mode in the ESC here, and I'll show you guys that real quick. It's very simple. And I was playing around with the lights, and I just kind of stumbled across this because in stock form, this does not have your typical crawl mode, which would be just forward reverse, right? With neutral being your brake, like your drag brake. This has like a forward brake, then reverse. It's super annoying if you drive crawlers a lot and you're used to that immediate forward reverse. I found it very annoying to have to go into that brake mode and then go back to neutral and then into reverse. That's just me, but I found a very simple workaround. I'm going to show you guys in a minute. I have some mods for this coming already. I don't want to spend a lot of money on this. I think this is going to be a really cool, fun little hard body truck to play around with, and I don't want it to turn into an expensive build, which is why I bought the cheap one to begin with. I didn't go out and buy the $150 TRX-M. I just wanted something kind of cheap. I did order some brass wheels and some nice Endura tires for this, and some actually trail wheels, Endura tires, and some Endura shocks, oil-filled shocks, because this thing is super bouncy, and I already know that's not going to really work out too well. Couple little annoyances with this, with the turn signals that go on every time you turn. It annoys me. I may try to find a workaround with that, but I kind of want to just keep this thing somewhat basic. Some really exciting news. I recently moved. The Illuminati headquarters has relocated, and I now have access right out of my backyard to acres and acres of woods. I already started working on a really cool trail. I'm going to have like a nice scale trail for 1/18th vehicles and also 1/10th vehicles. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So you're going to see a lot more 18th scale stuff and 24th scale, maybe even 12th scale, just smaller scale stuff. You're going to see a lot more on this channel coming up because I'm going to have a really cool spot right out of my backyard to go and test things and kind of build whatever I want there, right? I'm going to have kind of my own private backyard course. So that should be a lot of fun. But let's dive into this thing real quick, guys, and I'll show you what I found. You'll see here real quick. I was just playing around with a little wood grain effect. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it needs like a little darker accent above and below, and maybe even some darker wood grain. I was just playing around with it. I don't know. It's kind of cool. But I'll figure out something for a look. I may do a little patina weathered look on this thing. The wheels I have coming for it should be really cool looking too, kind of more scale appearance to what would have come on a Cherokee. So that should be fun. But let me get you guys in here and I'll show you what I found. Okay, so here's the controller, and you'll see it's pretty basic. It has a decent feel. It has a little foam wheel here. Feels pretty good, at least for my size hand. One-handed driving is pretty good on this. You do have your little power switch here. This switch one here is for turning the lights on and off. If you just hold it for 4 seconds, it'll turn the headlights off. But another thing I don't like is it'll turn the headlights off, but then your tail lights here, it's weird. It's like I'll show you in a minute, but there's no reverse light. It's just red lights on the back, and they only work in reverse. They don't work as a brake light. They're not on all the time as like a parking light or a driving light. they just work in reverse, but it's red lights that come on in reverse. And then the turn signals come on every time you turn. It's super annoying. You can turn the headlights on and off, but all the other ones stay on unless you unplug it, which is what I was getting to. I was trying to figure out if there's any other settings when I discovered the hidden crawl mode in there. But other than that, you just have your basic features here, you know, your steering and throttle reverse and your steering trim and throttle trim. And you do have this setting here for 3 different power levels, high, medium, or low. And it almost works more like a throttle expo. So if it is in low, you do have a little bit more like finite control over the throttle. But overall, I think it is going to limit your power ultimately. So you're probably better off keeping it in at least 2 or 3. But we'll find out on the first drive. But just messing around on the bench, that's what I found. But let me show you guys this. It does have some cool little folding mirrors here, little spare tire. These tires are extremely firm. I don't know if it's just the foams in them, but comparing them to what came on the Ascent stock, which also weren't, they were way better, but they're still not great. These are like way softer. These things are way too stiff. Spring rate on the shock seems okay, but they're just super bouncy. There's no fluid in them. I tried adding grease to one of them. It didn't do anything. So I think these things are kind of useless, but it does have clipless body mounting here. It's this little tab here. It's a little tricky. I'm kind of hoping it like breaks in a little bit as you use it. It's easier to take it off than to put it back on. Now, this is what's kind of crazy to me. Look at what's going on here with the lighting circuit. It has 2 like IC chips, all like millions of wires, and the only control you have over this thing, you can turn it on and off from here. There's no other settings in here. Like, I don't understand, like, they don't have anything where you can have the tail lights on full time or change. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. I recently bought, you'll see that little tank there. That was another AliExpress purchase. That thing has, you'll see that in the future. I forget what they call that thing. Anyway, it's another JJRC, and that thing has crazy lighting features on it. And that thing was like $37. But anyway, yeah, with this, what seems to be an advanced circuitry in here, it just has really like lackluster features. So I'd honestly rather have everything on permanently, and on or off, and that's it. So I may just mess around with some wiring, but I was trying to figure out. So here's what we'll get to real quick. I'm not going to bore you guys to death with all the specs on here. There's been a million videos on this truck already. It is a very popular truck. Seems to be made pretty well. But if you notice here, that's my little hidden secret. You have your steering servo plugged into the rear port here on the ESC. Your lighting typically goes in that second one. The instructions show, let me show you guys here. It does come with a cool little sticker kit too. Even has like some motocross, like Renthal and ASV Pro Circuit. It's kind of cool. I guess, you know, motocross guys would have their stickers on their truck, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, this shows, so for the ESC receiver combo, your steering gear interface, that's your servo, lamp control, those do the exact same thing. Doesn't matter which one you plug it in. I tried it. Either of those 2 ports there in the center do the exact same thing as far as lights. And then for the hell of it, look, this doesn't even show. This shows 3 ports for your Futaba style connector here, and there's actually 4. Look, so I have my steering servo, and then there's 3 additional. It doesn't even show that one. So just for the hell of it, I'll show you guys what I did. Let me plug this thing in, and show you guys. Power switches underneath here. All right, we got power. So let me plug in the lights. Okay, so I just got this body sitting loosey on here. You have your headlights on. There's no other lights on, right? As soon as you turn the wheel, you get the stupid turn signal. It's annoying. I wish they would stop doing that. But now, see how they only come on with reverse, not brake. So you'll see here, forward, no reverse. That's brake. Then you have reverse. So typical, like, you know, what I would consider basher style or race RC style, where you have brake, But you'll also see here, notice how the drag brake doesn't engage. It's kind of there. You do have some drag brake in neutral, but you'll see how the wheels slow down when I let off, right? Now here's what I was messing with. I was trying to, the lighting in different ports, and I thought, you know what? Just for the hell of it, I want to see what this last port that is not listed does. Is it another lighting circuit? Is it, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but watch what happens. When I plug this in to that last port, the lights don't work. I have no lights at all. Nothing. No turn lights, no headlights, nothing. They don't do anything. But one thing you notice right away, look what I'm doing. See how quickly that thing goes into full drag brake? I don't know. It seems like it's a little stronger. I don't know for sure. I'll probably figure it out on the trail. It doesn't feel like it's much stronger, but the drag brake rate, the rate at which the drag brake engages is like immediate compared to how it was stock. And now watch. No more brake. It actually has, this is a crawler mode, right? So that got me thinking, if you guys don't want to use your lights and you just want to have a crawler mode, hey, plug your lighting into that frontmost port. But if you want, you can take a little binding plug here, which is essentially just a loop that connects your two outer pins. And if you plug this in, right, you can still plug your lights into your other port and they will work. You now have a crawl mode, and the drag brake engages immediately as soon as you let off the throttle. You got full brake. So that's it. There's your hidden crawler mode right there. It's just that front port. That is not even nowhere in these instructions does it show there's three. You know, it doesn't. Oh, tripod falling over here. It doesn't show that anywhere. So I found that interesting, but that's pretty much it for this initial review, guys. Oh, one other thing I will get into real quick. You'll see here, you see these two pins sticking down here, these plastic kind of just little round plastic extrusion here. It limits your servo horn. And as far as I can tell, I feel like this can get more steering without binding up if those are just trimmed off. So I think I'm just going to snip those off and see. Hopefully, I mean, this thing doesn't have this, your steering rate. You do have an adjustable steering rate on here, but it can be adjusted further than what those stops are allowing the steering. So I think I'm just going to snip those off and see if I can get a little bit better of a steering angle, and we'll try it. And then I'm going to take this out and run this now and just get a good like baseline with all the stock wheels, tires, everything else, and just run it and have some fun. I'll take it on some of my new trail that I've been working on. And then I will come back and have another video just doing the wheel tire upgrade and the suspension. And we'll see. That'll probably do it. I'll probably end up removing this little trailer hitch here. Just wanted to show you guys that it does come with that, because it does, you know, if you're climbing something steep, that thing's going to get hung up. But we'll drive it stock. You know, I'll leave my wood grain on the side here just to see if I like it. I think it's kind of cool. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll go from there. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It seems to work okay. This is in the highest power setting. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it does out on the trail. I don't have high hopes for these tires whatsoever. They're super stiff, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll bring these with me and try the stock Ascent tires just for the hell of it. Yeah, let's go out and give this thing a run, guys, and see what we learn. And then stay tuned. I'll create a playlist for this if you want to check back in the future for any other videos I have on it. Yeah, these tires are just not great. So I'm trying this in the number 2 power setting, focus. Just a little bit more fine control. Driving this one-handed is a little, I'm not used to it, so. You definitely get better control. Got that trailer hitch dragging. Yeah, it's a little top heavy. It needs heavier wheels for sure. Yep, that's the trailer hitch and or rear spare getting hung up. It just doesn't have the traction. I do have the stock Ascent wheels with me. I want to put them on in a minute and give this a shot. See if it gets any better. It's not going to get that without a little bit of a bump. I don't think. Nope. Might not get it at all. Oh, hang on there. This will be a good drag brake test. Oh boy. Definitely needs better steering angle. Actually, drag brake is pretty good. You can see it comes on immediately now that it's in crawler mode. And, you know, as this truck gets heavier with added weight, I'm sure it's going to not work quite as good. But that's not bad. That's acceptable. Okay, these are the Ascent 18 stock wheels, no added weight, just slightly grippier tires. Look at that. So much better.